And we are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello. Let's see who we got here. We've got Landon Custom Classics. Hello, Mrs. Square Body's here. Quality Control's here. First Responder Garage is here. How's it going? And that's all so far. Says we have 5. Did I say 5 names? I don't remember. This whole trivia thing's not going to go well. I can't even count the number of names I've
Yeah.
counted off. Scarlet, the four-eyed Kuda's here. How are you doing? Ugly Truck Experience is here.
Oh boy. I'm sure
Yeah.
Professor Jerry's going to have some good questions for us.
I'm sure everybody's gonna have good. I hope everybody's nice to us and gives us easy ones that we know the answer to.
Yeah. Don't get super technical because I'm gonna play the card of I just switched shifts. I went from night shift to day shift 3 days ago, and I'm not on my A game. So
I'm gonna
pull.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna pull that card out and say I'm not all there.
I'm gonna play the card that I'm never all there. I'm on my A game, and it's still not that good.
Yeah.
Shellman's here.
Mine's it. Shellman, yep.
Oh, so how's your week been?
It's been good. It's just a little bit of getting used to day shift life. Well, like I was telling you earlier, the shift part of it, the actual hours, isn't too awful bad, because I've always worked a bunch of overtime and stuff, so I never had a real set schedule, so my sleep pattern isn't that bad. It's just the fact that my job at my work, I'm at the same place, but I'm doing a different job. I'm not sitting in a chair for the most part of my 8-hour shift watching gauges. I'm actually out on the floor working on equipment and stuff. So I'm on my feet probably about 7 hours more than what I'm used to being on. So
that's rough in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm out of shape and not used to it. And
Buff's here. He says you're not a day shifter, Chad.
I'm not a day shifter.
He is now.
I am now.
Shellman says that's a mighty fine looking picture you have behind you there, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah, I found out Travis actually got to see it before I did.
Yeah, I got to. I was asked what I thought of it, and I told him I thought that would be really cool.
That's awesome. I love it.
And then
that's why I had to hang it behind me.
Quality Control says, Buff, do you see? And Buff says, do I see what? And what she's asking is if you see this. We successfully screen printed something, and Buff drew this for us right after No Name Nationals. And after we got the Thrasher Award, and we've been talking about trying to get it screen printed, and we finally figured out how to screen print something. This one didn't turn out great. It's just a practice one, and I needed a new hoodie for the garage. I was told my old Dodge hoodie looks like it needs to go in the trash can, so I didn't throw it away. I put it back in the closet, but I'm not going to wear it on video anymore. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I missed it. Ugly Truck Experience put our sticker next to Chad's on the lift today. Awesome.
Yeah. I need to make sure or send them, or next time I stop by the shop, to bring a bigger sticker. All I had with me when I stopped by there was my small ones.
Oh.
So it looks a little tiny, but
First Responder Garage is having trouble with his internet. I know those pains. I'm glad we finally got decent internet out here.
Yeah. Mrs. Squarebody was we were trying to figure out if we can maybe use the laptop where I could read the questions better. And I just don't think our internet is, because I have to use my phone as the hotspot to run the laptop, and I don't think I've got enough.
Well, I'll just read the questions out to you, so we'll have them on audio.
Well, I can read. I got the questions where I can read them, or the comments where I can read them. I just can't see. I just kind of see you and me in the background, which I know what you look like. So
yeah, Amber says we're hanging out. We're hanging out even in Ugly Truck Experience's garage.
Yep.
And then what else going on over here? Sheldon says he really likes that design. Yeah, Buff did an awesome job drawing this for us. So, and this, like I said, this is just a practice. It didn't turn out great. I'm still learning how to use the screen printer, but we successfully burned a screen and made a shirt. So that's huge progress, because to this point we haven't got a screen burned that we could make a shirt with. So, oh, Shellman's wearing his Buff Garage shirt.
I'm trying to read. I'm trying to read our rules for this Q&A thing.
Okay. Is this the rules here, Amber? I'm guessing. So, rule 1, she'll ask a couple of warm-up questions. And no, she wouldn't let me see them. I tried. She shut the computer down, wouldn't let me look at it. And then she'll comment. I'll comment chat submitted questions with the little hand waving emoji, and then I'll pin it up there. And once it's pinned, everybody in the chat feel free to answer, but please don't answer it before that, because she wants to see just how bad me and Chad are at this trivia thing. So no spoilers for us, I guess.
The post of shame.
The post of shame.
Hey.
I'm proud to be on that post.
Yeah. So before we get started, I gotta put my thinking cap on. There.
We should have bent the bill on that one before we sent it out.
I flattened it a little bit, just for theatrics.
I don't know that that's going to help you, Chad. It doesn't help me much. Amber says, "Let us know when we're ready." I suppose let's hear your first question, Amber.
Yeah,
make it an easy one. Make it one we can answer. Ugly Truck Experience says theirs was the first one up there.
Yeah,
so.
it was.
I don't know how this looks on YouTube, but on here it says pink or hand pink waving. It doesn't give me the emoji.
Maybe that's the first part of the test.
Yeah. So the question is, what is your name? She wanted to make sure we got one right.
Okay, so am I supposed to answer first and you answer, or
you can answer first?
Okay, my name
for a minute.
My name is Chad. I like square bodies.
My name is Travis, and I can't think of anything cool to say after that. I have lots of perpetual projects.
You like Jeeps?
I don't like Jeeps. I mean, I don't hate the Jeep. I'm just kind of burnt out on the Jeep. I'm not burnt out on the Jeep. I just
don't want to work on it anymore.
I do want to work on it. Every time I do anything to this Jeep, it's like I thought I ordered everything. I thought I ordered an entire Jeep and it came in the mail, and I still don't have everything to put it together. And that's just getting a little bit frustrating. So First Responder Garage says, how much can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
All of it.
Every bit. Sounds good. Yeah, but Amber, that is not a symbol on StreamYard. That is typed out just like it said, hand waving pink, or pink hand waving, or something like that.
Oh, see, now she's already starting off with some hard stuff.
So then, okay, First one garage is all caught up. The name one was a joke from the group post anyway. Yeah, okay, yeah. So here's her second question. In what year did Chevy start producing their first factory-built pickup trucks?
See, if I was smart, I would have Mrs. Squarebody in here looking this stuff up for me.
I have no idea.
I'm going to say it was in the 1920s. Now, that's as close as I could possibly get. Now, does she have the answer to that?
Yeah, she did. She got the all these off of some trivia thing on the internet. So got lots of other questions showing up here. So Amber, I guess post that neither one of us know. I was factory built. What do they mean by factory built? Like 1918 is the answer to that one.
Oh, I was off a little bit. 1918.
Yeah. I didn't even have a guess. So we'll go with Buff's question next because he put one in here. When did GM start making the camper special package?
I'm pretty sure as far as like badging and everything, it was at least in the 60s. I'm pretty sure I've seen like the 67 to 72 trucks with the camper special badging, but it was started before the square body.
Buff, do you know the answer to that question? I don't. I was thinking that but I haven't been around many Chevy trucks, so for sure I've seen them in the 70s ones, like the square body ones, but.
So Ugly Truck asked square body question. What was the first year for cruise control? Well, as far as factory cruise control, I don't know. I'm actually wanting to say if they had it in the 67 through 72 models also as a factory option, but so I'd like to say that it was an option all the way through on the square bodies. I know they had it in at least by 77.
Okay.
And the oldest, the only ones I've had that had factory cruise control were 79s as far as the oldest ones. So, not real for sure on that one.
Again, I have no idea. The oldest vehicle I've ever had with cruise control, factory installed cruise control, is probably my 92 Dodge. No, I had an 88 Dodge Shadow that had cruise control, but that's not even close to the beginning of it.
Yeah. My rock crawler
didn't have cruise control.
My rock crawler was originally had cruise control, factory cruise control, 79.
Okay.
I've had two or three 79s with cruise control, factory cruise control. Let's see.
So Shellman said 90 for cruise, but I think you debunked that one.
Yeah.
Buff's answer to his question is 73 for special badging, but 1968 Chevrolet GMC Longhorn pickups. These were 3/4 ton, 1 ton pickups with a longer 8.5 foot bed aimed at better accommodating sliding campers. Interesting.
Yeah.
And then Amber said, what is a pickup truck called in Australia?
Yeah. Well, it's a ute, but
Buff answered ute. And then he said, oh, is it a lorry? A lorry is what they call a semi in England for sure.
I've always heard of Australians calling their pickups utes.
Yeah, I think I don't. Well, a ute isn't that the half car with a bed thing.
Yeah.
But it might be all pickups. I don't know. I don't know anybody from Australia, and I unfortunately don't watch anybody or many people on YouTube from Australia, so I have no answer for that one. Shellman says his 89 C1500 don't even have cruise. Well, it's not standard equipment on probably even the new pickups these days, but option. Wait, hold on, Amber. You gotta answer. You gotta give us answers to the questions we tried to. We stumbled across the answer for 10 minutes on before you ask a new question.
Yeah, she didn't give us the definite answer on the Australia pickup.
And we didn't get a definite answer from Ugly Truck Experience on the cruise control thing either. I don't know if he knows the answer. I'm sure he does. Ute. Yeah, you were right. Yeah. And that sounded right to me. So let's see. Quality Control says, true or false, pickup trucks were considered status vehicles in the 1950s. I'm going to say no. I mean, they were utility vehicles still. Like, that was
I'm going to say
work truck. It wasn't a...
I'm going to say false. Because I think back then,
false.
Pickup trucks were just, a lot of them, I think they had a truck. If that's the only vehicle they had a truck, and it wasn't for status, it was, well, maybe it's true then.
I guess Amber says true. I want a definition. I want some research to prove that, because I say false. Everybody else said false too. Buff said false. Mrs. Squarebody said false.
We need some documentation to back that statement up.
We're gonna need a testimony. Ugly Truck Experience says 77 on the cruise control.
That sounds about right. It's one of those things I've researched before, but nothing. I can't ever retain everything up here.
Yeah,
77, I think, was the first year for, I can't remember if it was power windows or power lock. I can't remember on that.
Ugly Truck Experience says they were counting on one of us to know that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a potentially hard one. HVAC Chad M says, what was the first year of the F-150?
All right, I'm gonna just throw this out there, because I think they came out the F-150 about the same time GM started using the heavy half Big Ten package.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say around 75 or 6.
Okay, I was thinking that some of the earlier ones were called F-150s, but I don't
I think
know.
they're F-100s, and then in the mid 70s, they had the F-150. I think if it was the same as the Big Ten, and 75.
Looks like you win.
Because the Big Ten or heavy half, Big Ten was Chevrolet, heavy half was GMC, and that was a half ton with basically 1 ton, the light duty 1 ton springs under it, which pushed the GVW or GVRW up just over 6,000 pounds to get it over the minimum weight limit, or however you want to say that. They didn't have to have Cadillac converters on them because they were considered a heavy duty truck. So they came from the factory without a half ton, without Cadillac converters or emissions on them.
Buff said, what was the year that Dodge first produced their own truck And then Ugly Truck Experience followed that up with Dodge made trucks. That's not very nice. But I'm trying to think of what the oldest Dodge pickup. I mean, that's got to be, I would think probably.
I'd say it's back in the 20s or 30s.
I was thinking 30s. But I'm not sure. I want to say, Richard had a one that he was going to make a rat rod out of. I want to say it was a 29 Dodge truck. It was a Dodge Brothers truck.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe in the 20s, Buff. I'm really not sure. (1928) Chrysler put out the Fargo truck, but Dodge launched a half-ton pickup for the 1929 just after its acquisition by Chrysler, the last truck designed by the old Dodge Brothers company. Yeah, I was thinking that one that Richard had was a 29, and it was a Dodge Brothers truck. So I guess he had a piece of history and we didn't even know it.
Huh.
Here we go. This is a good one. Amber said, "How many parts does an average car have?"
All of them?
Yeah. I mean, define part. Are we talking like individual bolts and? Yeah, I would say a lot.
Hey, Dean Stevenson. I think he's from down under. I'm not sure if it's Australia or New Zealand, but I'm pretty sure he knows for sure the Ute question or the Australian name for a truck.
Yeah. He says 20,000. Amber said 30,000. I think that's I can test that because this Jeep I've ordered 30,000 parts for and it still doesn't have all of them. And it don't have many parts. It's a simple little CJ. So
Unfinished Project asked how many Bo James edition pickups were made. That would be a Ford. Or no, Bo James. That's not Ford. I was thinking Eddie Bauer.
yeah.
He's asking Ford questions earlier, but Bo James was is that 75 or 76? I want to say that they're claimed to only been 500 made, but I'm not real sure if it's ever been documented on how many it was made, or maybe that was a Spirit of 76 trucks. There's a lot of special edition square bodies that not really sure was how many was made.
So a Model T apparently had 5,500 parts. See, everything was better back then. 30,000 is the average, Buff said. So here's there was 4,000 1975 Bo James trucks made. So, apparently,
yeah, and they were
20,000 parts in a 79 Fairmont. I'd hate to have that guy's job. How many parts are in this car? You have to sit down and count each one. Amber says, "What does 490 stand for in Chevy's model 490?" I don't even know what 490 is.
The number of miles it would travel in its lifetime.
Oh, that's good. Apparently, Mrs. Squarebody says you need to put your thinking cap. Nope, I missed it.
Yeah, it wasn't doing me much good.
Yeah, I don't. Mine's not helping at all. Maybe you need to
Yeah,
get a better one. There you go.
yeah, yeah. Since we're talking nostalgia, old stuff.
Yeah. So, unfinished project says all those trucks were blue and silver.
Yep, they were special edition. Didn't know how many was made, but they were blue and silver. They had a custom, special interior. I believe they all had wire spoke wheel covers, and I want to say they were actually. I'm not sure if all of them or part of the standard package was a 454, and they were also
Oh.
GMCs. They were all GMCs, but they also had the Gentleman Jim special option package.
So quality control answered the 490 question. The Chevy Model 490 had 21.7 horsepower, 4-cylinder engine, and sold for $490.
Hmm.
Owners of that had to build their own cab and a truck bed and a body onto the chassis.
Ah,
So apparently you got an engine and a frame and you had to build your body. That's interesting. That must have been a really early 21.7 horsepower. Buff's got
well,
one that you
the
probably know the answer to.
if it's the one I'm thinking of, as far as what they consider the egg crate with the square holes, to be 1980, is a 1 year only grill.
The 490 was a lawnmower. That's what it sounds like. I think my little Cub Cadet out there has a 20 horsepower 2-cylinder. Oh, and here's my daughter with her college questions. She wants to know what the Pythagorean theorem is.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Yep.
It's to find the one of the sides of a triangle.
One of the sides of a right triangle.
Okay.
You have two of the sides.
See, Buff answer was 73, 74. Now, that's the thing, is some people call the 1980 grill the egg crate grill because there were just square holes that like an egg would fit in. And then some people call it 73 and 4 egg crate. It's
Yeah. So did we get your answer, your question right there, Faith?
yeah.
I'm pretty sure you
I know
did.
I got. That's probably the only one I really did get right.
She gave us the easy math question. Amber wants to know, using only wipers that have actually appeared on production cars, what's the theoretical maximum number of wipers a car could have?
Well, some of them have fancy wipers on the headlight, and so there's 2, 4, 5,
Yeah,
6.
I got to 5. We're going with 5, or I'm going with 5. Chad said 6. She's going to tell us something like 37 or something crazy.
Yeah.
So Buff said that's true. 80 had a unique egg crate as well. And Ugly
Yeah.
Truck Experience says that nope, I missed it. Wow, a lot of stuff came in all at the same time. Wouldn't that egg crate Gil make a mess if you got in a wreck? So Chad M says 5, and apparently the answer is 15. We're adding all the different vehicles up. So 3 on the windshield for an MGB and an FJ Cruiser, 4 on the headlight wipers for a Fiat and a BMW, 2 side mirror wipers on a Nissan Leopard, and 2 side window wipers on some JDM cars. and 4 rear wipers inside and out on something I can't pronounce.
Lancia Flamina Berlina.
Yeah, it sounds that sounds Italian. I really have no idea.
In which year was the diesel engine first introduced?
Oh,
Like introduced into a vehicle or just
in
designed
general,
and made?
yeah, that's got to be. I would say probably sometime in the 40s, maybe. They
I
might have.
don't know.
It might predate gas engines. I really don't know. What's the answer to that one?
Oh, I don't know. It's early.
Uh, what about what about a 23 window VW bus? Yeah, that probably had. Well, I don't know. Did it have a wiper on each window?
It's a VW.
1890 was the first year for a diesel engine. So I have one. I know we're not supposed to ask questions, but I was not doing research, but I don't even know how I went down this rabbit hole. But who knows what the first Roots style blower was installed on?
It was on a diesel, a 2-stroke diesel.
Before I give the answer, I'm gonna see if anybody in the chat can answer that question. It was actually called a Roots blower. Women? I don't think so, Faith. So, 6-cylinder diesel truck engine, 671. Ugly Trucks has some kind of tractor. So the original Roots blower was installed on a blast furnace. The company was, and I can't remember, I think it was EM Roots was the company that made it in the, I don't remember the year, it's early. But and they were using them huge ones on a big blast furnace. Yeah, First Responder Garage says furnace. And then during, I want to say, see, I should really have a better answer to this. I just knew it was a blast furnace, but I want to say during the First World War, maybe they started putting them on little 4-cylinder like Jeep type vehicles and sent them overseas, and then the big where they really started getting popularized as far as automotive type stuff is when they started putting them on the Detroit 2-stroke diesel engines. So that application, the article I read said it was a Roots blower. It was made by the company. Oh, First Responder says first was airplanes. I can't remember. I read the article. I just skimmed through it. I don't even remember. It popped up on my Facebook feed or something. I'm like, oh, what's a Roots? Where are Roots blowers? That's why they call it a Roots blowers, because the company that made it was called something Roots. So, Ugly Truck Experience says they're going to put one on their oil burner this week. That ought to put out a lot of heat. Quality Control says, which race car is known as the Widowmaker? Buff said his.
Yeah.
Ferdinand, yeah, that's the company. See, First Responder Garage, I knew he'd know that.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy like that. I wanted to sound smart, and then I completely blew it when I didn't know the answer.
Yeah, I've pretty well botched every square body question that's been asked. So
the which race car is known? Oh, I missed it. as a widow
Bonus.
maker?
I have no idea.
I don't know. A
Can I
jet
phone a
car?
friend?
Buff says he has a 671 on his shelf. Is that a fast shelf, Buff?
Porsche 917.
917. What is? Oh, wow.
Huh.
The first guy who tested the Roots blower on an airplane froze his eyes in the atmosphere and had to land the plane blind.
That's something else.
Yeah. did he survive that landing? I mean, I'm guessing he did
Yeah,
based on
yeah.
the way he wrote that. That's pretty talented pilot can land the plane blind. Buff says he has the fastest shelf in town. He also wants to know what year did Cummins build their first engine?
Mm.
Oh, it's a long time ago. I mean, I think in heavy duty diesel applications, they've been around since the 60s. So I would say probably before that. The 671 on the rat rod's pushing 18 pounds of boost. That thing
Yeah.
sounds nasty. Oh, so after he landed, he did get his vision back. That's good. I'm impressed. That's talent landing a plane blind. I know I couldn't land a plane with my eyes open. Okay, so Buff gave us the answer here. In 1919, with $10,000 from Irwin Cummins Engine Company was formed in Columbus, Indiana. Cummins produced a redesigned 8 horsepower HVID engine with its own improvements. Nice. Yeah.
Mm.
It's crazy to think that the company that, I mean, Cummins started out with, I'm guessing it's a HVID engine. I have no idea how many that, how big was that engine? Was it like a 2 or 3 cylinder, or what does HVID stand for?
I'm not sure.
What was the first year Dodge Chargers had the vertical split grille? I'm going to get this wrong. Vertical split grille. I'm going to say I'm thinking that was probably like, I think maybe 71 ish,
69.
69.
I'm pretty sure it's 69.
Okay, Amber, what's the answer? I think you're right. Ugly Truck saying 2004. I was actually thinking that it might be the new 69. Yeah. I was thinking it might be the new Charger that was the first vertical split. But I was on board with you. HVID is a 4-stroke engine with a typical intake and exhaust valves.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't done real good on the square body questions, but the Mopar question, I got it right. I knew it.
Yeah, I'm not big on trivia stuff. I was hoping that, and it's been interesting. Some of the stuff people have been asking. There's some really cool stuff that we're learning. I won't remember any of it tomorrow. Maybe I'll have to go back and rewatch the live 4 or 5 times, and maybe if I take notes, I might remember in a couple weeks. Okay, before 1960, pickup trucks were built with the solid axle at both ends of the vehicle chassis. Who was the first to use an independent front suspension?
It's either GM or Chrysler.
Well, when did the
Ford retained the twin I-beam until a couple years ago.
Isn't the twin I-beam independent front suspension? Aren't they independent of each other?
Well, I guess.
Yeah, Ugly Truck is saying Ford. I was thinking that maybe the twin I-beam is the first independent front suspension.
I guess it's considered independent. A very crude independent front suspension, but that's my opinion anyway.
Yeah. Chevy was the first one. What year was that, Amber? I'm trying to think. I don't know of any. I've never owned anything.
I know what year is the body style of candy cane? The early 60s. I know those were similar to the square body. They were all independent.
1960 was the first year. Well, she gave us the answer in the question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the year she gave us in the question. So 1960 Chevy had independent front suspension. Buff said he was going to say Ford, but he threw up in his mouth a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think they came out as a twin I-beam. Well, maybe it was in the early 70s on Ford, but I don't know.
I'm trying to think. I had a 51 Ford for a while. It definitely was a solid front axle.
Yeah.
I've never really owned anything between that and the first gen Dodge pickups. I mean, we had a 78 GMC pickup when I was growing up, but it was independent front suspension.
Oh, I know this one.
Do you know this one?
Yeah. Bird feathers.
Bird feathers. Perfect. Yeah, I think you got the right answer.
See, right there.
Ugly Truck says hummingbird feathers. I think it was. I'm going with dinosaur feathers. I'm more curious about the fact that Jaguar uses feathers to clean their cars before they paint them. Let's get a little. Oh, there we go.
Emu feathers.
And they're used to prevent the car from attracting dust. They must have some kind of static.
Yeah.
Static canceling. That's why they're so expensive. Yeah, that's kind of a cool thing that, I mean, you never would have. I never would have guessed that anybody used feathers.
Yeah.
How's it going, Tim? Oh, there's a good one. What's the most stolen car in America? In America.
Like the specific car or?
Probably specific car. Like make and model. Not we're gonna throw out year.
Yeah. Oh.
Buff says Honda Civic. I'm gonna go with Ugly Truck says Escalade. I'm gonna go with
Ford. I'm gonna say Ford Taurus. I don't know.
Ford Taurus. I'm gonna go with a Yukon. Shellman says Dodge Charger. And the reason I'm going with Yukon is I know they told my sister when her Yukon got stolen at the airport a couple weeks ago that it's the most stolen car in Colorado. But apparently it is a Honda Civic. So Buff got
it right.
He also said Ford F-150. Tim Windsor says Kia Soul. He can steal them with a charging cord. Yeah. Oh, in 1920, which Ford made up half the world's cars?
Would that be the Model T?
I was thinking Model A. But no, Model T was the first mass-produced one, right?
I think so.
I think it was. I'm going to go with Model T too. I think that's right. Buff says the GMT 400, GT 800 also stolen a lot. Everybody's saying Model T, including quality control. So yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, I was thinking that the Model T was the first one that they used the assembly line to produce. According to CarMax, what percentage of Americans drive automatic over manual transmissions?
Oh, now we're getting to percentages. Wow.
You got 1 in 100 shot of getting it right. Well, actually, you got 1 in 50 because we know that more automatics are on the road than manuals.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 80%.
I'm gonna go 85.
Ugly Truck says 99.9. Shellman says 95. Mrs. Square Body says 92. I'm at 80. You're at 85. Now we just need the answer. 96%. Yeah, I figured it had to be higher than. That's crazy. Amber, do you have a stat on that in 1975? Oh, I'm not going to answer this one because I know the answer because we discussed this. What did Ford call its early Mustangs in Europe because of a trademark issue?
Oh, I don't know it. I don't know.
And actually now I don't remember. I can't remember what the answer was. It's something with a T5 or T56. T5.
T5. I like Buff's answer.
I didn't know they sold Mustangs overseas. I mean, it makes sense that they would have. Well, not, I guess not overseas. Oh, there's a good one.
Oldest one still in business today.
Sheldon says Ford.
No, they weren't the first ones though.
I'm gonna say it's probably something crazy like Peugeot or.
Yeah, it may be like a foreign one, but for some reason I'm actually thinking Dodge Brothers. Dodge. I don't know why.
I don't know. I think it's probably something foreign.
Probably.
Mercedes Benz. I was gonna say Mercedes, but founded in 1883. I wonder if they were as expensive back then as they are today. When was the first pickup invented? Well, the Model T was a truck. No, it wasn't. It was a car. Was it? No, Model T had a bed.
They had a Model. They had a Model T truck, I think.
So that was in the. What is it? Model T was in like 1919, I think. You say 14?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with 1912 because I don't have any idea. Sheldon says 1925. 1896. Miss Squarebice says prior 1950. 1896. Who made that, Amber? Do you have an answer to that? Buff says, what is the most expensive production truck on the market? Currently, what is the most expensive production truck on the market?
All of them.
Yeah, anything with the diesel and brand new. I'm going to
Yeah.
probably say, do they still make a Denali Chevy?
I don't. I'm gonna say either a Ford Raptor or the Dodge, or is it the T-Rex or something like that?
The TRX?
Or
I don't
Ram.
think so. I know for sure that a brand new Ford F-350 dually loaded with a Power Stroke is more than the Raptor or the T-Rex. They're the TRX. The 2022 GMC Hummer EV is the most expensive.
Oh,
I think this is the answer to the truck question. I wonder if that has something to do with Mercedes, because Daimler is Mercedes, isn't it? I think so.
well, yeah. Of course, they owned Chrysler for a while.
Yeah. The world's all-time best-selling car. Is that like raw numbers? Because, oh, wow.
The best-selling car.
It looks like a wagon.
I think she's talking about the
Whatever this is, pickup truck.
yeah, the Hummer that Buff was talking about.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Most sold quantity wise. World's best selling car quantity wise. Sheldon says,
well, I don't know.
He sees them everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the first truck looks like a wagon.
Yeah.
Most sold quantity wise, I'm gonna say that's gonna have to. Yeah, okay. Toyota Corolla, AMC Eagle. There was a time in my life when I really, really, really wanted an AMC Eagle.
Yeah, they're kind of cool.
Buff says Ford Taurus or Toyota Corolla. Which iconic car has appeared in 7 Bond films, making its debut in 1964 Goldfinger?
Isn't it a Mercedes?
I thought it was a Triumph.
I'm thinking of the Gullwing car. Wasn't that a Mercedes?
Miss Scorebody was going to say a Honda car of some sort. I think that's for the best-selling car.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that I want to say that. Oh, that's right. It's an Aston Martin. Yeah, that's right. Mrs. Squarebody says Rolls. I figured it had to be something British.
Yeah.
All right,
some easy questions like how many lug nuts does your typical half-ton pickup have? I mean,
can we get easy one?
Yeah.
Give us one that we both know the answer to. Make us wrap this up and sound smart at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amber put the link for our after-hour show there in the chat.
Oh.
Hold on, let me scroll back up in the chat here.
Yeah. Because this could be a trick question. Because
the first question asked tonight was Mrs. Squarebody said, "Who's keeping score?"
There you go.
I win. I did the research and I can prove it.
Yep. You're right.
What carburetor comes on a 1973 Chevy half-ton with a 350?
It'd be a quadrijet.
That's what I was going to say.
Depends. It could have been if it's a 4-barrel or 2-barrel. Or did it the 350s? I think all the 350s had. No, not all of them had 4 barrels.
Busted Rail Garage says, "What did I miss? You didn't miss a lot. You missed us getting stumped on a lot of questions."
Yeah, you missed us looking like
like
idiots.
There's a lot of cool facts. Nothing that I knew. I asked a question thinking I was going to sound smart, and First Responder Garage showed just how much I didn't know. But that's okay because I knew he would know the answer to that. Buff says he doesn't know the answer to that question. Somewhere.
Well, it's Ugly Truck Experience is right. It's either 2MV or 4MV Rochester.
Yeah. Buff says, seriously, though, this was fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really, really interesting questions.
I mean, I'm okay with continuing on in the after hours, just asking questions, and
yeah, I mean,
it is kind of fun. I mean, I don't care that I look silly.
I came into this knowing I wasn't gonna know the answer to most of this, but we learned a little bit. A lot of it we won't remember, but we did learn something.
Yeah. See, I can't even remember the stuff that means the most to me, like the square body stuff. I mean, I guess some of it I know. It's just I second guess myself. And yeah, Jacob asked. Yeah, come up with or that's not Jacob. I was thinking Busted Grill Garage.
That's Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one like this, you have questions for each. Next one. Sheldon says he has questions for each of us. We should have questions for each other. So you ask me questions and I'll ask you questions. Buff
that would require
a great grill one.
Yeah. That would require homework.
Yeah.
We're supposed to sit here and do the easy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and Amber was looking for questions, and I'm like, I don't even know what I would ask. I can't even think of any. So we announced, or we set the topic for this, and then as soon as we got off that, I got on YouTube and I was looking through my notifications, and Two Hacks was live doing a trivia challenge. So I tuned into that, and I'm like, I hope he doesn't get on there and ask us questions, because I'm not going to be able to answer anything if this is the kind of stuff he does. A trivia thing where he asks a question and gives the answer, and it was really cool to watch. But the stuff he was asking, I wouldn't have got any of it, because he had really knowledgeable facts that he would share with everybody. And I figured that we'd get a lot of questions. I knew we were going to get a lot of questions we couldn't answer. I was just curious to see what kind of stuff people came up with, and then learn a little bit with the answers that we got in the chat here. Yeah, Amber said she found a bunch of questions that even she knew the answer to. Some of the questions that were on that were, how many types of, or what are the 3 types of brake pads?
I mean, like semi-metallic and such.
Organic, semi-metallic, and ceramic was the answer.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but we have about 30 seconds. I just want to tell everybody thanks for coming. And if you're not going to tune into the after hours, check it out on Chad's channel next week, same time.
Yep.
And thank you for everybody that's stopping by. And if anybody wants to get on here and answer some questions with us live in the after hour show, we'll just continue the trivia right into that. And
it's kind of fun.
Yeah, we can. Reloading Fun was here. Buff says the best brake pads are Callahan brake pads made in Sandusky, Ohio.
It took me a second to get that.
Google that and see what those are.
Yeah.
All right,
It
guys.
took me a
Well,
second
that's
to get
our
that.
hour. We will see you guys in the after hour show. Amber just threw the link in the chat there, and give us about 5 minutes to switch it over, and we'll see you there. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.